Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the parallel combination of resistors. We will derive one expression for the equivalent or the effective resistance of a group of resistors connected in parallel, and we'll do one example or numerical related with this concept. In the previous video, we have discussed about the series combination and we got an expression for the effective resistance when resistors are connected in series. So here, consider this circuit diagram. This one, the first one. Consider this circuit diagram. Here you can see the arrangement of three resistors. Okay, like this. This is the first resistor. This one is the second resistor. And this one is the third resistor. So you can see the arrangement of three resistors like this. With a combination of cells or battery, then key, ammeter and a voltmeter. Let the resistance of the first resistor be R1 and let the resistance of the second resistor be R2, and for the third resistor let its resistance be R3. Now a resistor, it has two terminals or two legs. No, that is we have discussed in the last class. We have seen that here I have a resistor with me, and this resistor, it has two terminals or two legs. No, one is here, another one is here. Okay, so here you can see that one end of all the resistors are connected to a common point X, and the other end of all the three resistors are connected to a common point Y. Such a combination of resistors is the parallel combination of resistors. Here you can see that we have three resistors arranged like this, connected like this. One end of all the three resistors are connected to a common point X, and the other end of all the three resistors are connected to a common point Y. Such a combination of resistors is the parallel combination of resistors. While we have discussed about the series combination of resistors, we said series combination of resistors is actually the end-to-end connection. So here you can see, I hope you can see this clearly. Here I have, one minute. Okay, here I have three resistors with me having different resistance values, and they are connected like this. That is end-to-end connection. One end of this resistor is connected to one of the two ends or one of the two terminals of the second resistor. The other end is connected to one of the two terminals of this resistor. So end-to-end connection is here, and this is actually the series combination of resistors. Now, in parallel combination of resistors, here you can see again I have the same three resistors, but they are connected in parallel. Okay, why? Because this terminal, this resistor, the first resistor, it has two terminals. One is this, another one is this. And the second one has two legs. One is this, another one is this. And the third one also has two legs, this one and this one. And you can see that one leg of or one terminal of or one end of all the three resistors are connected to a common point here, and the other end of all the three resistors are connected to a common point here. Such a combination of resistors is actually the parallel combination of resistors. Now, when the key is plugged in, circuit, the circuit becomes a closed circuit and current starts to flow. So let I be the current which is flowing through this circuit. Okay, when the key is closed, that is when the key is plugged in, the circuit becomes a closed circuit and some current starts to flow. Because this is a positive terminal of the battery, this is a negative terminal of the battery. We know that the direction of current is taken from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. So I is the current which is flowing through the whole circuit, that is from the positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery in this circuit like this. Okay, now here we have an ammeter connected, no? This ammeter will show some reading. Right, so that is the circuit is a closed circuit, so some current starts to flow through the circuit, and here we have an ammeter. This ammeter connected here would show some reading. Let the reading shown by this ammeter be capital letter I. Okay, let the reading shown by this ammeter be capital letter I, which is the current flowing through the whole circuit. Now, here we have a voltmeter, which is used to measure the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor. Here the voltmeter will give us the potential difference across X and Y, because it is connected across these two common points X and Y. Okay, that is the voltmeter will give us the potential difference across the combination, the parallel combination of three resistors having resistances R1, R2, R3 respectively. Right, now let the reading shown by this voltmeter be capital letter V. So when the circuit is closed, current starts to flow through the circuit and ammeter shows a reading I. That is the current which is flowing through the whole circuit. And here we have the voltmeter which is connected across the two common points X and Y. That will give us the potential difference across the combination of these three resistors. The parallel combination of these three resistors. Let it be capital letter V. Okay, now what will be the potential difference across the first resistor? To get the potential difference across the first resistor, we just want to connect a voltmeter across the two terminals of the first resistor. Okay, that is just like this. If you want to measure the potential difference across a single resistor, you just want to connect a voltmeter across that resistor. Okay, see the same voltmeter which is connected across the parallel combination of these three resistors is connected across the first resistor too, no? Okay, and the same voltmeter is connected across the two terminals of the second resistor, no? The same voltmeter is connected across the two terminals of the two legs of the third resistor, no? Right, what does it mean actually? You can see one voltmeter connected here across the two common points X and Y. So this voltmeter is connected across the parallel combination of these three resistors having resistances R1, R2 and R3 respectively. Okay, but you can see that the same voltmeter is connected across the two terminals of the first resistor. The same voltmeter is connected across the two terminals of the second resistor. The same voltmeter is connected across the two terminals of the third resistor. What does it mean actually? The potential difference across the parallel combination of these three resistors is the same as the potential difference across each resistor. That is, if the potential difference across the combination of these three resistors is V, then the potential difference across the first resistor is also V. Then what about the potential difference across the second resistor? That also will be equal to V, and the potential difference across the third resistor will also be equal to V. Okay. Now, we just want to take out the plug from this key so that the circuit becomes an open circuit, and then remove the ammeter and the voltmeter from the circuit. After removing, connect this voltmeter across the first resistor like this and connect this ammeter in series like this, in series with the first resistor. So, this is actually drawn here. Okay, I haven't drawn this battery, key, etc. here. I have just drawn this part. Okay, we are going to discuss about that part. That's why the whole thing is there. Otherwise, no current can flow through the circuit, no? So, the whole thing, batteries, everything is here. But I haven't drawn, that's all. Alright, so here actually we have replaced, that is actually we have removed this voltmeter and ammeter from these two positions of the circuit. And we have kept we have connected that ammeter in series with the first resistor and this voltmeter across the first resistor. Okay, so this voltmeter will give us the potential difference across the first resistor, and this ammeter which is connected in series with the first resistor will give us the current through the first resistor. Alright, so I is actually the total current flowing through the whole circuit, and this ammeter which is connected in series with the first resistor will give us the current which is flowing through this first resistor. So let I1 be the current, okay, let I1 be the current which is flowing through this first resistor. Okay, and we know that the potential difference across R1, that is V itself, which we have just discussed now. Okay, next we want to connect this ammeter in series with the second resistor. We just want to remove it from here, then connect it in series with the second resistor, just like this. Okay, then the ammeter will show some readings, no? That will be the current flowing through the second resistor. So let that current which is flowing through this second resistor be I2. Okay, similarly again we just want to remove this ammeter here, that is after removing ammeter and voltmeter from here, connect that ammeter in series with the resistor and voltmeter across it. So as we said already, the potential difference across the third resistor will be V itself, and let the current flowing through the third resistor be I3. That is, in parallel combination of resistors, the current I flows from the source gets divided into I1, I2 and I3 amongst the three resistors R1, R2 and R3 respectively. So, in parallel combination of resistors, the current I flows from the source gets divided into I1, I2 and I3 amongst the three resistors R1, R2 and R3 respectively. That is, it is observed that the current I, the total current which is flowing through the whole circuit, that is I, this total current I is equal to the sum of separate currents through each branch of the combination. That is, we can write the total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Experimentally, it is observed that the total current I, that is equal to the sum of separate currents I1, I2 and I3 through each branch of the combination. Okay, so we can write I equal to total current I equal to current through the first resistor plus current through the second resistor plus current through the third resistor. So I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, and I am taking this as equation number 1. Now, let Rp, R suffix P, be the equivalent resistance of the parallel combination of resistors. Okay, Rp is the equivalent resistance or the effective resistance or net resistance of this parallel combination of resistors. There can be n number of resistors connected in parallel. Here we have just connected 3 resistors connected in parallel. It can be 2, it can be 4 resistors connected in parallel. It can be the case of 5 resistors connected in parallel. Okay, anyway, Rp is the effective resistance or the equivalent resistance of the parallel combination of resistors. Okay, now from Ohm's law, we have V is equal to I into R at a constant temperature. So from Ohm's law, we have V is equal to I into R. Then from this, we can write I is equal to V by R. Okay, we can write I is equal to V by R. Now, when we consider the whole circuit, I is the current, total current flows through the circuit. V is the potential difference. That will be the potential difference provided here by using the battery. Okay, and Rp is the equivalent resistance of this circuit. When we consider the whole circuit, I is the total current flowing through the whole circuit. Then V, that will be the potential difference across the two terminals of the battery too. Okay, V is the potential difference and Rp is the equivalent resistance. Alright, so for this circuit, we can write the current I as V divided by equivalent resistance is Rp. Okay, so we can write I equal to V by Rp. I am taking this as equation number 2. Now, when we apply the Ohm's law for the first resistor, see, for the first resistor, R1 is its resistance, I1 is the current flowing through the first resistor and V is the potential difference across the first resistor. So for the first resistor, we can write what? I1 is equal to I equal to V by R. I'm applying this Ohm's law for this first resistor. So for the first resistor, the current is I1, potential difference is V itself, and resistance is what? R1. Okay, so we are getting for the first resistor, I1 is equal to V by R1. I am taking this as equation number 3. Now, applying Ohm's law, I equal to V by R for the second resistor. For the second resistor, I2 is the current flowing through the second resistor. So, we can write I2 is equal to V is the potential difference across the second resistor and the resistance of the second resistor is R2. I am taking this as equation number 4. Okay, now for the third resistor, applying Ohm's law will give you I3 is equal to, I3 is the current flowing through the third resistor, V is the potential difference across the third resistor and R3 is its resistance. Okay, so we can write I3 is equal to V by R3 and I am taking this as equation number 5. Alright, now from equation number 1, we have I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 now. So I am going to substitute that here. I equal to, from equation number 1, we have I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So what I am going to do is I am going to substitute the second equation, third, fourth and fifth equations to this one. Okay, from the second equation we have I is equal to V by Rp. So I am writing V by Rp is equal to, then what is I1? V by R1 plus what is I2? V by R2 plus what is I3? V by R3. Now, you see we can take V outside from these three terms now, because V is there in these three terms on the right hand side of this equation. So, we can take this V outside so that this becomes what? V by Rp is equal to, I am taking V outside so that the first term becomes 1 by R1, second term becomes 1 by R2 and the third term becomes 1 by R3. Alright, so we can write V by Rp is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Then this V and this V can be cancelled now. That is, when you are taking this V from this side of the equation to this side of the equation, that goes to the denominator like this. So denominator and numerator, the V cancels each other now. Okay, so rest we have here 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, and I am taking this as equation number 6. Okay, so what can we conclude from it? The reciprocal of the equivalent resistance. Rp is the equivalent resistance of the parallel combination of resistors. So 1 by Rp means it is a reciprocal of Rp. That is, it is a reciprocal of the equivalent resistance. Okay, so we can say that the reciprocal of the equivalent resistance of a group of resistances joined in parallel is equal to the sum of the sum of the reciprocals of individual resistances. Each resistor was having a resistance R1, R2, R3 like that, no? So the reciprocal of R1 is 1 by R1. Reciprocal of R2 is 1 by R2. Then we are taking the sum. Okay, so we can say that the reciprocal of the equivalent resistance of a group of resistances joined in parallel is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistances. Alright, so if there is a question to find out the effective resistance of this combination, you want to find out Rp actually, not 1 by Rp. So what you have to do, you have to apply this equation. Then you will get 1 by Rp by substituting R1, R2, R3, etc. You will get 1 by Rp, and at last you have to take the reciprocal of that 1 by Rp. Then only you will get Rp. Okay, we will do one example. Let us do one example to understand the concept of this parallel combination of resistors clearly. In this circuit diagram, suppose 3 resistors are there connected in parallel. Suppose the resistors R1, R2 and R3 have values 5 ohm, 10 ohm and 30 ohm respectively, which has been connected to a battery of 12 volt. First of all, we want to calculate the current through each resistor. Okay, so let the current through we know that in parallel combination, the total current splits into it splits and it will be different. Sometimes the same, sometimes it will be different through each branch, through each branches of the parallel combination. So let I1 be the current through the first resistor, and let I2 be the current through the second resistor, and I3 be the current through the third resistor. So first of all, we want to calculate the current through each resistor. The current through each resistor means we want to know about I1, I2 and I3. Okay, from Ohm's law, we have V is equal to I into R at a constant temperature. Right, from Ohm's law, we have V is equal to I into R. Then, from this we can write I is equal to V divided by R. Okay, now, for the first resistor, when we apply this Ohm's law for the first resistor, the current through the first resistor can be written as what? I1. Okay, I is equal to V by R. For the first resistor, the current is I1, which is equal to V. It will be the same, no? The potential difference across the two terminals of the battery, that will be the same as the potential difference across the, the combination of the parallel combination of the 3 resistors, and that will be the same as the potential difference across each resistor. Okay, so the current through the first resistor is I1, which is equal to the potential difference across the first resistor, that will be V itself, divided by the resistance of the first resistor, that is R1. So we are getting one equation like this: I1 is equal to V by R1. Okay, where I1 is the current through the first resistor, that is what we want to find out. Now what is V? V is the potential difference across the first resistor, that will be the same as the potential difference across the combination of these resistors, that will be the same as the potential difference provided here. Okay, potential difference across the battery is 12 volt. The same potential difference appears across the combination of the three resistors connected in parallel, and the same potential difference 12 volt appears across each of the individual resistor. Okay, so V is 12 volt divided by R1. R1 is the resistance of the first resistor, which is equal to 5 ohm. Okay, so while you are doing this calculation 12 by 5, you will get almost 2.4. It is the current, so ampere. So the current through the first resistor I1 is equal to what? 2.4 amperes. Okay, now to get the current through R2, we can write I2 is equal to V by R2. Okay, what is V? 12 volt divided by what is R2? 10 ohm. 12 by 10, 1.2 ampere. Okay, now what will be the current through the third resistor R3? That is I3 is equal to V by R3, which is equal to 12 volt divided by 30 ohm. Which is equal to 0.4 ampere. While you are doing this calculation 12 by 30, you will get it as 0.4. So 0.4 amperes. That means the current through the first resistor is 2.4 ampere, current through the second resistor is 1.2 ampere, and current through the third resistor is 0.4 ampere. Here you just notice one thing. First resistor has a resistance of 5 ohm. Second one has more resistance. The third one has even more resistance than the second and third one. And what about the current? For the first resistor, resistance is less, so current is more. Right. For the second resistor, resistance has increased, so current has decreased. For the third resistor, resistance has again increased, so current has decreased. Okay, you see, compare the current values and the resistance values here. So we got the current through each resistor. Now what about the total current in the circuit? How can we find out the total current in the circuit? What will be the total current in the circuit? To get the total current in the circuit, we have this formula now. We know that the total current which is flowing through the whole circuit, that is splitted into I1, I2 and I3. So when it comes here, all the three currents added up, and we will get I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So total current through the total current through the circuit will be equal to what? Or total current in the circuit will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. That is 2.4 ampere plus I2 is 1.2 ampere and I3 is 0.4 ampere. So while you are adding this, you will get 4 amperes. Okay, so the total current in the circuit is 4 ampere. Now, I just want to find out the effective resistance or the total circuit resistance. How can we find out the total circuit resistance? We have the formula now. You see, here the resistors are connected in parallel. When resistors are connected in series, to get the equivalent resistance, we have the formula Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus etc. Okay, here we have three resistors connected in parallel. So their equivalent resistance will be 1 by Rp equal to, the reciprocal of that equivalent resistance is equal to what? 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4 plus 1 by R5 plus etc. If there are n resistors, then plus etc. plus 1 by Rn. Here we have only three resistors connected in parallel. So we just want to stop here. Okay, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. That is enough. So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by, what is R1? 5 ohm plus 1 by R2. R2 is 10 ohm plus 1 by R3. R3 is 30 ohm. You can do the cross multiplication or you can make the denominators the same. So I am just making the denominators the same. So I am just multiplying its denominator with 6 and numerator with 6. And I am multiplying its denominator with 3 and its numerator with 3. So that their denominators become the same now. 6 by 30. Plus 1 into 3, 3 by 30 plus 1 by 30. If the denominators are the same, we just want to add the numerators now. 6 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10. 10 by 30, 0, 0 cancel. So this is equal to 1 by 3. What does it mean? 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 3. We want to know about the equivalent resistance. That is, we want to know about Rp. We don't want a reciprocal. We want Rp. So Rp is equal to, we want to take the reciprocal on both the sides of this. So Rp by 1 equal to 3 by 1. What is Rp by 1 is Rp. 3 by 1 is 3. It is the resistance now, ohm. Okay, so we got the total circuit resistance or the equivalent resistance of this parallel combination of three resistors as 3 ohm. So in this video, we have discussed about the resistors connected in parallel. We derived one expression for the equivalent resistance of a group of resistors connected in parallel, and we have solved one numerical. I hope you understood the whole concept that we discussed in this video. Thank you.